Have faith, show love, give hope today. Together we're stronger in every way. From the streets to the heart, we're breaking the mold.
Welcome back to Have Faith, Show Love, Give Hope, the podcast where I have faith, I show love to my guests, and together we try to give hope to anyone that's watching all over the whole world. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Today I sit down with Davon and Tavon, is that how you say it? Woods. They've been walking all around the whole United States for foster care awareness. And you guys have started nonprofits and stuff like that. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your journey?
Yes.
Let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we started the walks in 2022. Davon saw somebody walking for mental health, and it was Foster Care Awareness Month. And he was like, he wanted to walk from Georgia to Florida. And I was like, no way. And he was so determined that he was going to do it. And I was like, I can't let him do it by himself. So we ended up doing Georgia to Florida, which consisted of 4.5 days, 96 miles. We didn't train for it. We didn't have no prior experience. God gave us a vision, and we just jumped out there and executed. And we didn't know it was going to come with all the love, all of the support. So after we did the first day, mentally, physically, emotionally, we was drained, but we got so much love and support for all the little towns that we went through. Davon was like, let's do all 50 states. And so far we already did 23 out of 50 states.
Dang. And Davon, why is this so important to you? Why is foster care so important?
Because, we got firsthand experience of the system. Oftentimes a lot of people that speak up about foster care and a lot of these advocates around the world, which we appreciate everybody that's, fighting for anybody that ever been a part of the foster care system. But to live it and to be able to speak up about it and to do something has always been something I wanted to do. Because I understood that, I had a hard life and my life never was easy, which I appreciate, and all thanks to God for putting us through those rough and tough battles, because it made us the men that we are today. Oftentimes, a lot of people look at struggle and the hardships in life as a bad thing, not knowing that, it could do two things. It could either make you or it could break you. Oftentimes, unfortunately, a lot of the stories in foster care, a lot of us kids are broken at a young age. So it's just like to be able to beat the odds, define the odds, and to be able to do something different from what our biological family is doing is definitely major. So I always just wanted to use my voice and to let the world know what we've been through and what so many other kids in foster care go through.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then how does it feel to be able to break those chains? Because like, when did you guys enter the foster care system?
Well, we got taken away at birth.
At birth.
We stayed with a foster family, the Carters, until the age of 2, and then that's when we got fully private adoption by the Woods family. And so we was adopted with the Woods from the age of 2, until.
Oh yeah. Okay, but how about breaking? Does it feel good to be breaking those chains? 'Cause I'm sure if you have kids, you guys are gonna raise. Do you guys
I got
have kids?
yes, sir.
You guys are gonna try to raise them a little different, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It most definitely, just being our experience and what we've been through at a young age, it just kind of instilled in me like I want to be different from that when I have kids. So that's some of the things that I implemented when I had kids, like just to be different and not to do the same things that I've seen in my past, and just to be a change and do something different.
Mm-hmm. And then what exactly brought you guys to Toledo?
Well, I believe somebody sent me the story of Kaimani Latique. And of course, I'm the type of person, like, when I think of stuff, like, or when something is on my heart, you can ask my brother, like, I'm very strong minded. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna at least try to get it done. So I believe somebody sent me the story, or I stumbled across it or something like that. And I was like, man, I gotta go to Toledo, so I just immediately, got to work, and I was like, I'm gonna put together a walk, in honor of Kaimani Latique, just to, continue to raise awareness, because oftentimes a lot of people hear about these stories, and people do stuff for a certain period of time, and it's like it kind of died down over the next period of weeks or whatever. So I told my brother, I was like, um, I'm gonna be going to Toledo, to be able to do this walk and stuff like that. And came here, did the walk. It was a pretty good outcome. We had about, I want to say, probably about 80 people show up, and
Okay.
this is over a week of planning.
Mhm.
This wasn't something that I planned 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance.
Mhm.
I seen the story, heard the story, and wanted to do something about it. So that's what brought us here, and we're here until the end of May.
Okay. Yeah, and how important is it to like really like bring awareness to foster care? Because Kamani she was in foster care
Mhm.
at one point, right?
Yeah, well,
And
she was currently in foster care. Of course, her grandmother took
yeah,
over
cool.
custody. So yeah, she was in foster care.
Yeah. So do you guys do go visit like foster care places and schools and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, so we go visit schools, and we have been to a lot of some different foster care agencies, and we just get in where we fit in. If somebody be like, "Hey, we would like you guys to come here," we the type of people we're gonna go. We don't charge nothing. We just
Mhm.
go just out the kindness of our heart, just to shine our light and do what God has called us to do.
Mhm.
So any opportunity we get, if God makes it available to happen, we take it.
Yeah. And you guys have big faith in your hearts, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely.
And where did that come from? You guys were raised in that ever since foster care and stuff like that?
Honestly, our life was a little different. We had to grow up at a very young age, and we had to understand the fact, like, okay, like we with these people, they mistreating us, and these are supposed to be the people that take care of us. We didn't know anything about ourselves for 17 years of our life. We didn't know where we was from. We didn't know who our parents were. We didn't know any of that information growing up. So at a very young age, we developed faith. I wouldn't even say it was because going to church, because
Mm.
I mean, me and my brother identified at a very young age that our adopted parents, they were so-called church people, but behind closed doors at the house, they mistreating us and calling us stupid, dumb,
Mm.
cussing at us, doing all this different stuff, acting like we don't belong, acting like we're not important. And they showing us this, not just saying it, but they showing us that, hey, like, we don't really care about y'all, because if they did care about us, they wouldn't treat us that way. So at a
Mhm.
very young age, we didn't really have nobody else to depend on. We didn't have nobody to go to. We didn't have nobody like us advocating for us or trying to do something. We didn't have nobody. So at a young age, we was like, okay, we got to put our faith and trust in God.
Mm.
And all throughout life, we always had that faith in God, like, okay, like God gonna get us out of this. And at a young age, we seen God do stuff in our life,
Mhm.
which gave us that faith and that hope to know, like, okay, like God is really with us. So faith is definitely big to us. This whole journey that we on, faith.
Mhm.
And by the way, we're not a nonprofit. We don't plan to.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't plan to be a nonprofit. But
But there's an something that says,
it's just really a movement. What
oh,
we got
okay.
is just really a movement. It's not even an organization.
And what is it called? What's your
It-
movement called?
it's Foster Kids Matter.
Okay.
So yeah, we just do what we can. We not in this for personal gain or to get any profit or to even whatever off of this. This is all
Yeah.
from the kindness of our heart, because we want to be able to be a voice for kids without a voice.
Yeah, and I seen with my two eyes, like on a bunch of videos of some of the money that they give you. You guys actually buy
Hmm.
shoes, give back to the foster kids, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that kind of
Uh,
stuff.
we um we have done like giveaways, and we came up with that because we know that kids in foster care, oftentimes they get hand-me-downs, or they get like the shoes that don't cost that much. They're not able to get like the Jordan. So me and Davon started, we call it keeping it fresh.
Hmm.
Where we have blessed different kids in foster care with fresh sneakers of their choice.
Hmm.
And man, the kids be so excited because a lot of them not used to getting the fresh J's or the fresh whatever. So man, it's God had placed that in our heart, and that was just something that we started, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and that's really important because, like, kids pick on kids a lot. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't have like at least some kind of nice shoe,
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know. Foster care kids are probably different, but because they probably bond a little bit, but still, if you go to school and stuff, you know how
Hmm.
kids are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's really sweet. I love that when I seen that you guys are giving out shoes and
Oh
stuff,
yeah, for
and then I
sure.
seen you guys on somewhere like ABC or something.
Oh,
The video
Good
Good
Morning
Morning
America.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, right? How
Oh
was
yeah.
that?
Um, coming from where we come from, we're from a small town called Greeleyville, South Carolina. A lot of people don't know. It's just our population is about 300 people. We got one stoplight, a
Mhm.
Dollar General. We got one, two, three. We got three corner stores, gas stations.
Dang.
Um, and to be able to get food and stuff, we got to go to nearby cities and places like that. And this where we been. This where we grew up at from 2 years old all the way up until 18. So we're from a very small town. Not a lot of resources. South Carolina in general is just it's a hard state to make it out
Mhm.
of. Because it's not like a big city, like I mean a big state like Ohio, where you got you could go to Cleveland, you can see a basketball team, a
Yeah.
baseball team, or you can go to Detroit to see all of these, different things. For us, that's not available. So it's just like coming from that small town and to be able to be on Good Morning America, not just
Yeah.
once. The first time we was on Good Morning America, they put together a whole big walk just for us, and we didn't even know it the whole
Mm.
time in Times Square. Like they give us $10,000,
Yeah, that was
and
great.
then we was on Good Morning America again. So being where we from and everything that we've been through in life, it's definitely a big accomplishment for us. For them to even know who we are, for
Yeah.
them to know about what we do, and I mean, it's like we deserve it because we're the first to do what we're doing.
Mhm.
Nobody else have walked around the country as much as we are for foster care,
Mhm.
or foster kids. Only other person that ever walked around the country for foster kids was Jimmy Wayne. But being two young black men where we from is definitely a
Mhm.
huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I can't. So how does it actually work? Can you tell me? Like, you go to each state, and then what is the process?
Well,
'Cause I know you
w-
can't walk the whole
we
state.
have different types of walks.
Mm.
So we have the state walks where we have to do we doing all 50 states, and we already did 25 out of 50 states. 23. I mean 23 out of 50 states. So with those, we was doing 20 miles every state, but we knocked it down after we did like our first 17. We like, man, we're gonna knock it down to like 10 miles a state.
Mm.
So now for the state walks, we do 10 miles a state. So for the remainder of the states we have to do 10 miles in each of those states. So we'll just fly, drive there, do a certain amount of miles, 10 miles to the Capitol building of that state.
Okay.
And then we have like how we got the walk coming up in May. That's the Georgia to Florida walk, which consists of walking 7 days straight. It's like 170 something miles. So
167.
67. So we'll be averaging about 20 something miles a day.
Dang.
So that we just walk, we stop, probably catch a ride because we don't have a car now. We'll catch a
Mm.
ride, probably whatever lodging we have for that night, rest, get back in the morning, and repeat.
Yeah. So that's wild. So I was telling somebody about you guys coming here, and they're like, I wonder if they're gonna walk there. I was like, he's like,
Yeah,
you should. I was like, I don't know. Maybe they'll drive. I walk. I don't know.
yeah. Everybody. What people have to understand is like we don't only time we walk is when we're doing these walks. It's not like we walk for a living. Like
Yeah, yeah,
everywhere people assume that everywhere we go, we just walking. No.
yeah.
The walks is for, what we're doing on the foster care side and just raising awareness and doing it in honor of everybody that ever stepped foot in foster care. We don't do it just for the kids that have died. We do
Mhm.
it for everybody that ever stepped foot in the foster care system, no matter if you was there for a day, couple of hours.
Mhm.
If you ever been a part of the foster care system, that's what we do the walks for. Because at the end of the day, it's so many people that have some type of dealings with foster care.
Yeah,
So yeah, the walks is very important. And it's definitely been catching the attention of people all across the world.
yeah,
And doing something as extreme that we're doing and putting our lives. Every time people don't understand how dangerous it is what we do. They see us, oh, the twins walk around the country. People try to make fun of it. People try to say we're not walking.
yeah.
But if
Some people are haters
yeah, but
online.
but but if people actually knew the process behind us doing these walks and
Mm.
will actually get out there and do these walks with us, They will understand. Like we when we do these walks, we have to walk on back roads. And most of the places we go to is back roads, places that we never been, dangerous cities, states by ourselves, us and God, and putting our life on the line. Like it's been multiple times we almost got hit by cars, like literally hit by
Mhm.
cars, people not paying attention,
Yeah.
people on their phones, is it may have been the weather probably not been very good. So it's like, these walks are not to play with. And what we do is not to take as a joke,
Mhm.
because when we the ones that have to lace up our shoes and sacrifice everything, and knowing in our mind at any given time a car can lose control, or somebody cannot be paying attention,
Mhm.
and we can get hit and we could lose our life.
Yeah.
So we understand that when we doing these walks. It'd be so many times we walk and we trying to stay focused on the road, but we got to look back because we know how people don't be paying attention, and we on 2-lane roads. It's not like we on 4 ways.
Mhm.
And it's like just that fear of just knowing you got these big trucks coming by. What if they don't see us?
Yeah.
So it just be a lot that goes behind these walks that a lot of people really don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. And then people that say that I don't listen to none of these people. That's why I was like, I'm gonna reach out to
Oh yeah,
them.
definitely.
I'm gonna see if because I don't listen. But there's people online saying like, you guys come to the city to get something. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, they're here because of the tragedy that happened.
Mhm.
They would never came here if that they came here to try to bring awareness to the situation. Tell me a little bit about that, about people hating and all that kind of stuff. And what do you think about that?
It's just crazy because like ever since we started, we was receiving hate. Like even
But lots more love, but then there's always a couple haters, right?
yeah, it's
It's
like
a lot of
it's
haters. We
a
have a
it's
lot
a
of
lot,
haters.
and it always baffled me because I'm like, dang, we doing something this good, and you got people hating, but God always remind me like that some of the people that walked with him, they didn't even like God. Like the
Mhm.
people hated on God. So it's like
Yeah.
we're doing God's work. So people have to understand that when you doing good, that don't mean people gonna like what you're doing. It's gonna come with negativity, because in order to drive positivity, you need negative, because a car runs off a negative and a positive.
Mhm.
So it's like, although we be looking at it like, dang, we just walking, we putting our heart on the line, but that goes to show you that we're chosen. We're the chosen ones, because so much people are trying to tear our name down, start lies, rumors, all these different things, and
Mhm.
we just like, well, we ain't even doing none of the stuff that y'all
Yeah.
talking about. And it's like, but it's crazy because it's like we have to remind us, we are reminded like we're chosen. That comes with the game. So
Mhm. Yeah. Is that something that happened just here in Toledo, or is that in other cities too when you go to other
oh
cities?
The hate is nationwide, if you want me to be honest. We've been doing this now. This is we just hit our 3rd year. Going on our 4th year. Next year make it our 4th year, but we've been doing this for a minute. And even before this, in general, we've been sharing our story. Like people been new. That's why I put up a post this morning. I'm like, outside of this, like us being known for foster care, like a lot of people been knew who Davon and Tavon Woods is.
Mhm.
Like, we done been on TV shows, movies, just doing extra work. Like, we done did a good bit of stuff in life. Even
Okay.
with sharing our story, like going, our story just going crazy on the internet. Like we've been doing that for years and
Even
years now.
before the
Even
walks.
mhm.
before any of this came about. So it's like you can miss me with saying we're trying to do this for publicity or anything, because why? We're twins. We've been getting attention. We're
Mhm.
not attention seekers. Like, at the end of the day, like we're not doing this for money, because if we was doing this for money, wouldn't you think we would have been a nonprofit?
Yeah. Or
We
selling a bunch
we
of stuff.
we have missed out on thousands and probably millions of dollars just by us not being a nonprofit.
Mhm.
So it just like it goes to show people like y'all can say or feel however you want to feel about us, but at the end of the day, it really don't matter, and I really don't care what y'all have to say, because I know what I'm doing, he's know what he's doing, and God know what we're doing,
Mhm.
and our supporters know what we're doing. The
Yeah.
people that really help us out, those people understand. Okay, like all y'all people that saying stuff, y'all never helped us, y'all never came to any of our events, or y'all probably did, but
Mhm.
it's like, why should I focus on what y'all saying when y'all not even helping us in any
Yeah.
shape
Yeah.
form? But y'all still helping us, because just like in the Bible it says, like, your haters become your footstool.
Mhm.
The more haters you got, the higher
Oh,
you're
the
gonna
highest.
elevate.
You feel me? So if you don't have no haters, how is you gonna be able to build those steps that you need to get to the top? So of course, more haters, more steps, the more people we heads and necks we're stepping on. So it's like, in y'all eyes, y'all think that y'all can destroy what God have built. Unfortunately, you can't. It's not. It ain't gonna work like that, because why? We're 29 years old. God been building us since before we even got here. So it's like the things that y'all saying, yes, it may hurt because we're humans. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a Superman and I'm so tough and act like that stuff don't affect me.
Yeah.
It do. But I had to realize and I had to learn that I can't allow this stuff to drive me. It can affect me. But when you start allowing this stuff to drive you, that means any direction they say go, you're gonna go. You know, so it's just like the hate is all over, even from our own hometown where we're from. These last few months have been hell. Wow. People have been trying to destroy our name. And I'm talking about people are digging so deep. Every time, oh, he abandoned his kids. Number one, I don't have kids. He have kids. Number two, they don't be walking. What else we be doing? You know, number three, they scamming people. We don't even like to ask people for money because we understand that people will hold that over your head for the rest of your life. That's why I don't really like asking people for stuff, because I know how humans are. Not every human is like that. But it is some people that they will help you. And when they help you, they'll use it against you at the end. They'll be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Because the same person that, even from here, the same person that was putting all that stuff out is the person. The reason why they was putting that stuff out, because I wouldn't share something they wanted me to share. So it came from a lot of people here in this city reached out to me, and I didn't got back to them in a timely fashion or manner or whatever the case may be. And they like, oh, he blah, 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 and this and that. But do you not know how many people is in my inbox? I'm only one person. I don't have nobody running my social media. I got 500,000 followers on TikTok, 300K on Facebook, and 50K on Instagram. I'm one person. You know, so it's just like people are mad because we came to this city that we're not from, and on day 2, somebody gave us a car.
Yeah, that's what they were mad about, right?
They're mad, and somebody talking about I was complaining about the car. Not one time did I ever complain about that car, because I come from a place where my car just recently went down, so I'm blessed. I don't care if the car is barely working or whatever, just to have the thought of somebody to be like, okay, let me bless them with a car. You know, so it's like people was mad because people was inviting us to, you know, to a restaurant, get free food, and you know, we doing all this stuff in the city. This is the first podcast. We just did a radio station the other day. So it's like people like, dang, they not even from here, and all this stuff happening from. So it's like a lot of people like they're trying to figure it out, but it is what it is. You know, I tell everybody, you know, everything we do comes from the heart.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I want to be able to thank you guys for coming here. Don't listen to nobody. People hate on me. You know what I mean? So, and I have a podcast and a cleaning business, and people hate on everything but we can't worry about it. God has a mission for you guys. Keep doing your mission. Keep traveling all around the world. Keep doing everything. And you don't have jobs, right? No. You're here in Toledo. You guys just came here for a walk to bring awareness. You don't have the money to be buying things. You don't. You know what I mean? You're not like this rich and famous.
Exactly.
You guys are known, but you guys aren't like, you don't have $300 million.
Exactly.
So people have to help support these walks in some kind of way. So I thank you guys, because the same people that want to hate, but then you look on their Facebook, you start scrolling, all they're doing is promoting like some booty shaking stuff, a bunch of, you know, guns, drugs, weed. Like it's not nothing godly that they're promoting. You can look at it. They'll be hating it. You just get on their page, you scroll. None of that even matters to the world. It's a bunch of nonsense. So don't ever think about what you're doing. Honor God and keep going, because God has a mission for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like, you know, me, have faith, show love, give hope. This is my new mission. My podcast changed, and this is my mission is to give hope to people, you know, through this podcast. And I think I don't know, there's like a car, they jamming out there.
Right there, right beside the window.
There's a mission for our job, for, you know, mine is this podcast. This is my platform. This is my thing. Your guys that's your thing. God, like there's everybody thinks that you have to be in a church, right?
Mhm.
But no.
If everybody in the church,
Then
who gonna do the work that's outside of the
Yeah.
church?
You two can reach foster kids. You two can reach and for the kingdom of God, and you don't have to like. You just be who you guys are.
Yeah, for sure.
I reach. I got a prison story. I got all this. I can reach some other people. You know what I mean with my story. So every single one of us has you know I don't know what the question is. I want every single one of us has like a mission in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So okay, where after you guys are at 23 states right now. What's the next one, and then what is the plan for like the future? Give me like the next one.
Oh, well, our next one is in May. That's the Georgia to Florida walk.
Well, no, we actually have a walk next week.
Well, we have a walk next week in Columbia,
South Carolina.
I mean Columbia. He don't know. That's why he was saying
Yeah.
Columbia.
Columbia, South Carolina. Because Columbia is also a country. I was like, what? So yeah, and then what's that one? Is there like a event that happened or something?
Yeah, we got a walk next week in Columbia, South Carolina. 13-year-old, same age as Kaimani, 13-year-old girl, and South Carolina was killed back in February. Her name was Kanaya Baker. She ran away from her foster mother house. Ended up getting beaten up by two teenage girls, and they took her body to an abandoned house and they burnt her body. So her birthday is next week on April 29th. So next Tuesday we'll be traveling to Columbia, South Carolina. It's like a 10-hour drive. And we're gonna be doing a walk dedicated to her and celebrating her birthday. So yeah, we got a walk next week, and then we got the big walk coming up May 23rd through May 30th, where we will be walking 167 miles from Statesboro, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida.
And that one is for somebody else something else that happened.
That's just. I mean, May is National Foster Care Awareness Month, and it's our 3rd year anniversary of walking around the country. And
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm also going to Taiwan, May 7th through May 14th. A 1-year-old named Kaka was killed back in 2023, December 2023, was tortured in one of the worst ways I ever seen. I've seen a lot of horrific cases like Gabriel Fernandez, Adrian Jones, a lot of different kids, but this one for a 1-year-old, and to have all 10 of his toenails and fingernails ripped off, genitals and penis was burnt. They torture him in a horrible way. So the people in Taiwan are really trying to fight and really trying to do whatever they can. And I told them I'm willing to help them however much I can. So I'll be going over there on May 7th through the 14th.
Are you going with them or no to Taiwan?
No, sir.
You're like, it's hard, right?
I don't currently don't have my passport.
Oh,
so
okay.
I gotta wait for that.
You don't have all this stuff.
No, we had it, but all our stuff
Got stolen.
Yeah, stuff got stolen in Washington State. So
yeah,
since then he having troubles with his license and his passport. So.
Yeah. So you guys been through some things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of people think that you guys are just walking around, everything's honky dory, right? What's like some things? Like, give me an example of one. I mean, just that right there, right? Somebody stole your stuff.
Yeah, somebody stole. Man, on this journey, I done lost everything probably like 4 times, like completely, like everything. Like, till I say, just in Seattle, they stole all our stuff out of the Airbnb, passport, social, my CDL, my TWIC card, every form of identity that I had left to my name, stolen.
Damn.
And it's like, that's the crazy part about our journey. It's like so much people assume and talk, oh, Davon and Tavon, they walk, they see us traveling, and they think, oh, they got money, they living good life, not knowing behind the scenes we going through struggle, pain, dealing with loss. We just lost my biological mom last year, May. My pop's been sick, me not seeing my kids. So it's like, there's so much different things, components going on behind the scene, but everybody only see us, the smiles, the pictures of us going to the schools, doing the walks, but nobody don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. So. And then your kid thing, like
Mhm.
what people say, that is that true, or is this something like bigger than?
People say I abandoned my
Yeah,
family, my
but is
kids.
that that's
No,
not
nah,
true, right?
definitely not true.
Okay.
Nah,
You
that's
when
not.
you go home, you see them and
Well, I
stuff.
haven't. No, I'm in a situation where I haven't been able to see my kids,
Okay,
but it's a whole. It's a whole
but you
story.
haven't abandoned them
But no, I
yourself.
haven't. No, that
People
nah.
speaking on things and they have no idea of what the
They just
story
don't know
is.
Yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah.
going on. Which
There's
is
more
They
to it.
for
yeah,
sure.
they
Yeah,
don't they people see, oh, how you out here walking for all these other kids and you got 3 kids that you not doing anything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not that. People be spiteful. People do stuff like that. So it's just like, and it's like at the end of the day, like, we're not about to be sitting here explaining
Yeah,
ourselves
and I don't want. That's
to
why I said no. I
yeah,
just want.
to these people that at the end of the day, like, y'all just want something so y'all could run and try to come up with something else. So it just like at the end of the day, this journey have taught us, like, no matter what people say, you just gotta just keep going, just keep doing what you know. And at the end of the day, God on our side. So it's all gonna work out at the end. People
Mhm.
may think, oh, this and that, saying this and that. Like, okay, y'all having y'all fun right now. Y'all got it. Cause we're not going back and forth. We're not about to be arguing with y'all in the comments. And we're not about to be doing all this explaining, because at the end of the day, y'all gonna see it and God gonna show y'all, because y'all gonna
Mhm.
have front rows to the show. Y'all
Mhm.
gonna be right there in the front row, and God gonna show y'all right in y'all face. Y'all was talking about these young men, y'all was saying all of this stuff about it. Now I'm about to show it to y'all. So it's
Yeah.
cool that y'all got y'all little fame, because people come under my Facebook and go into my comments and put these long hateful comments when you could just message me,
Yeah, yeah.
email me,
That's
call
because
me.
they want people to follow them, bro.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They do it for attention, because why are you getting on my Facebook platform where I have 300K followers
Yeah,
and you putting something so hateful in the comments so other people can see it, and now other people is going based off of he say, she say, and
yeah.
that's how you end up with
Man, we done
nonsense.
had people make fake profiles.
Mm,
Oh, the twins scamming. Don't. I'm like, what
yeah.
scamming?
They make fake profiles, and then they're trying to ask people for money.
Exactly.
I
And
seen
people
that.
and people thinking that's me.
Yeah, yeah,
One lady, somebody created a fake profile and it says Davon Woods, but it got my last name lowercase. I never spell my name like that. And
yeah,
number one, that should already tell you something. And number one, it don't have the blue check beside it to show that I'm verified.
yeah, yeah.
And I only have one page. So it's like she posted screenshots and got everybody thinking that's me. In all reality, you really looking stupid, because that's not me.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, Davon being aggressive towards women. Anybody that really know me or know him, they will know we're the most chillest, the most humblest, the most respectful guys that people would probably even be around. Like, a lot of people, they try to like figure us out through Facebook. And I tell
Yeah,
people all
yeah.
the time, you will never figure out what we got going on, where we at, what we doing, because we already know how to work. We know how to move.
Mhm.
We're not normal people. We understand that. We understand that our life is not like the average person, because the average person don't have hundreds of thousands of people watching them.
Watching them.
So it's just like our life is different, so we know how to move accordingly to that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
people
don't.
just be talking, man.
Yeah, and I think all that's just people just want to get their own set of attention. Let's take a small little break real quick, and then we're gonna do a little bit more, and then we'll end it. Okay.
Okay.
I just gotta check the camera. So you're real passionate about the foster care system, but also your guys' music, right? You guys both do music. Tell
Oh,
me a
yeah.
little bit about that.
Well, we've been doing music, honestly. We started music. I started probably, it was like 2015. I started it first. Tavon wasn't even, whatever. But I started it. Big shouts out to my boy Paris G. We was recording at the crib, and we had a, microphone, and we had a shoebox on the back. I remember it. And it was just a way that I feel as though I could tell my story, because back then I wasn't talking to nobody. I never been to a therapist, none of that. So music was a way that I felt as though I could, tell people about my life, everything that I've been through. So started making music. Tavon got hip to it, and we like, okay, boom, we got to come up with a name. So we like, okay, Twin Gang, and we was making music for probably about a year, from 2015 about 2016, and then we stopped. We got introduced. Our cousin got killed. That's why we got Long Lil Quell. He was only 17. He got shot. And after that, we was going through a lot in life, of course, and we got introduced to a church. Me and my brother, we was staying in Georgia for 6 years, and we got a part of a church, and they told us, we couldn't do music no more. We cut our locks the first time. We stopped drinking, stopped smoking, started having sex, stopped going out, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But in the midst of that, all the other stuff I was fine with. But when they said no music, like we couldn't make music, I was crushed because I'm like, bro, like I love making music. Like
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely love making music. So it's just like, that's how, that just went to show our love for music. But we just recently started back making music. And Tavon could finish that off.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about when you started in the music. When he came to you with the idea, or you
Nah,
just seen him doing?
I just seen him doing it, and I had heard the first song, and then I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, that's smooth." I know I got to practice because, I always was attached to music ever since a kid. But as far as like rapping and
Mhm.
writing and making music, that was just something that we had to learn. So we just taught ourselves, and over time we got better. And just like he said, we started back in about 2023, and since then, man, that's like our main passion, music, because
Mhm.
I feel like music is a way for us to tell our story in our own way. And we're good at it. And it's like, wow, like I can lay this on a beat and this can connect to a person because music is good for your soul. So it's
Mhm.
like we understand, like in music, there's a lot of polluted music out there. And
Yeah.
we tell our story, we have fun, and just give people good music. And it's like we do everything independently. Like we upload all our music to all the platforms, do all the cover art, do all the promotional videos. We do everything, and in hopes to make it big in the music. That's like one of our
Mhm.
biggest goals, to make it big in the music. And because there's no twins that ever went mainstream, there's no twin mainstream artists that ever
Mhm.
went mainstream. So that's why we fight so hard just to push with our music, because we know that our music is just gonna, open the door for a lot more other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And then, so what kind of music is it? Like all about
Yeah, we
your story, or?
Nah, we make rap. We rap. So we
Mm.
we we never was stuck in a box. That's a good thing about me and Tavon. Like we never was stuck in a box. We never was like, okay, we gonna stick with this one flow. Like if you literally go through our catalog of all the music that we got out now, which we probably got about probably close to
Over 40
over
songs.
40 songs out in the course of the last 2 years.
Mhm.
If you listen to our music and actually listen to it, not just play it, like, and when I play my music, I be hoping like, okay, I hope people really listen to it, because if you don't listen to our music, you're gonna miss it. Because we're talking about real stuff. Like the stuff we put in our music is real stuff that we've been through. And then we make fun music. We done made a song for a college basketball team. We done made a song for elementary school. So we're not stuck in the box. We can make a song. We can make a song about your podcast. We can make a
Mhm.
song for every business here in Toledo. Me and him can make a song for every song, every business here. Like, we never wanted to be stuck in that box.
Mhm.
And we're so versatile, and we can switch it up, know how to slow it down. We know how to add, and it just that's how you know that we take this serious,
Mhm.
because we're not just. I don't really look at myself as a rapper. I look at myself as an artist, because when I let you listen to my music, I wanted to paint a picture, a vivid picture that
Mhm.
you can see so clear. And you be like, dang. So it's just like music is how we plan to fund our group homes,
Mhm.
transitional housing, uh, our school. We plan to do it with our own money, not money from a bank or
Mhm.
this and that, which we can do that too, but we want to do it a different way. We want to do it where we know, like, okay, we work hard for this, so we want to put our money into the things that we love and the things that we want to accomplish. So
Mhm.
yeah, music definitely means a lot to us. And we just been trying to work and let people know, like, hey, yeah, we walk around the country for kids in foster care, but we make music too.
Mhm.
And
And where can people find your music on all the platforms?
Every platform, Twin Gang with 2 G's. You can find that any platform available.
Yep, and everything will be in the description of this podcast. I'm gonna put all your guys'
okay,
social media on there. So if anybody wants to get on there, make sure you get on the description and look up there. It's gonna be on Spotify,
Apple
Apple
Music,
Apple
Music,
Music,
YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube, all that stuff. And can you look it up like on your stories too?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to look it up. So when I do my stories for this episode,
Yep.
yeah. Man, that's amazing. Do you guys have like messages in your song sometimes, like a little message to?
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Mhm.
majority all of our songs uh that we got, either if it's at the beginning or the end, we try to let people know like, hey, we love y'all.
Mhm.
So it's like when you listen to our song and at the end, it be like, I love y'all, or we saying something encouragement. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you're not getting that from the average artist because we're not just making music, but we want to actually leave a message. So
Yeah,
when you listen to this song, you could at least get some type of push, or you could be like, okay, dang, I needed that. I needed to hear that. So we definitely do it. We definitely leave messages and stuff like that too.
yeah. Uh, I think I think that's amazing. But that church that was making you cut things out, that's not how church is supposed to do it. You're supposed to just go there, and
Exactly.
it comes from your heart.
Exactly.
You quit your you cut your dreads if you want to from your
Exactly.
heart. When people force you to do
Yeah.
something, that's bad. That's not a good church
Exactly.
to attend. Nobody should force you to give money. Nobody should force you to cut out your music. That's something you
You should
do
do by choice.
through your
Yeah.
heart if you want to.
Exactly.
But God's gonna let you because God knows that what you're doing, there's a reason that you're gonna reach out and get other people
Exactly.
and bring them towards God somehow, some
Oh yeah,
way.
definitely.
Somehow, some way. It doesn't, you don't have to do gospel music to bring people.
Exactly.
You're the person you are, the person you are from your heart, and the way you treat people, that's how you bring people to
Definitely.
God. Yeah, it's not by works.
Exactly.
It's not by the things you do. It's about the person you are. It all
That's
starts right here.
yep, start in the
Yeah.
heart.
I want to thank you guys so much for
Yes,
sitting
sir.
on my podcast. I really appreciate both of you guys so much. Um, I want to have a message that we can give out to the foster care system or the kids or somebody. If one of you guys or both of you guys want to say something.
I would just tell, that kid or that person, whoever may watch this, my message is always to keep going, keep pushing, because oftentimes a lot of people give up. They give up in the pursuit of, you know, trusting in God. It may get hard. People give up. So I would just tell that person to keep going because I tell people all the time, like, especially in our walks, like the most pain comes when we stop. Like when
Mm.
we keep going, it's smooth, but when we stop, that's when all the aches and the pain and it's like everything hit us. So, just keep going, trust God, keep God first always. And keep pushing and have that faith and
Yeah,
everything will work out.
that's a great message, man. That's a good analogy too.
Definitely.
All right, so how about you?
I would just my message to the people and to the world is always to remember to be yourself, because you owe yourself that, because oftentimes we do for everybody else and we try to make everybody else smile, we try to make everybody happy, we try to please people, we try to pull people out the water that's drowning, and then most times you're going to be the one pulled under because they don't really care. They trying to get up to that level so they can breathe again. They're not
Mm.
really worrying about you. Because oftentimes you see people that try to save people, they're the one that end up dying. So I would say focus on yourself, be yourself, do what makes you happy, enjoy life, enjoy people, enjoy every hour, every second, every minute.
Mm.
And just be yourself because that's the best version you can give anybody.
Yep.
So it's just like when you try to be somebody that you're not, that's wearing makeup. We all know at the end of the night what have to come off the
Yeah.
makeup. So you got to take it off. So it's like, why not just give people who you really are instead of try to cover up your flaws and try to cover up your mistakes and do this and do that. Give people who you are. Let people know what you've been through. Let people know that, hey, I'm a human that's still trying just like you.
Mhm.
So my message is always just be yourself and just enjoy life and treat people right. Treat people the way that you want to be treated.
Yep.
Because you never know what that person may be going through.
That's a great message, man. And I understand that because I fell into that. You try to save too many people, but really the way you save people is by becoming the best version of yourself. And then people will notice that. And then maybe they'll wake up, maybe not. But that's a great message. I appreciate you two so much. Keep going. Keep anytime you're in Toledo, hit me up. I got the studio, man. It doesn't matter what day. If you guys are even coming by Detroit or whatever, down the road, hit me up. We'll sit down. We'll keep going with your story.
bet.
I'm not lying either. I'm just like you guys. I'm 100% solid every day.
For sure.
I appreciate you guys so
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. Make sure you follow their pages. Make sure you subscribe, comment on here, write something, write them a message or write me a message. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Have faith, show love, give hope, let go, and let God.
Love y'all. Sorry, guys.